Okay, thanks, guys. I never do this, right? I never do this. This is a live comment, a comment that I just got, and this is the best comment I've ever gotten, ever of all time. I'm gonna read this off because I've never heard anything like this, and anyone who would take this much time to write anything to me, I think is noteworthy. So this is an amazing comment. I'm gonna tell you this goes off the rails at some point. There's a lot of good stuff in here. All right, this is an amazing comment. I'm gonna read it. Okay, so this guy's really breaking down like the world, like how everything comes to be from his perspective, right? This isn't saying I agree with this person. This isn't saying anything like that. I'm simply saying you have a fascinating theory, and the way he presents it, the way he breaks it down to me was just excellent. Okay, so let's start with this. Okay, you can see this is from this unnamed user, right? Okay, the Anunnaki, those who came from the heaven to earth. It means the fallen angels and Lucifer, they had sex with the daughters of man that God had created on earth. And thus the gods were born: Zeus, Odin, Eru, Ra, Shiva, Shakti. And in turn, the gods slept with the daughters of man, and thus several gods were born, mainly several powerful races, including the Nephilim, the reptilians, the orcs, the elves, the satyrs, dwarves, fairies. How do you think Hercules was born? Lucifer and the fallen angels, in addition to making contact with man, they carried out experiments, crossed races and DNAs, and thus several species of animals and monstrous creatures were created. Dinosaurs, dragons, Godzilla, unicorn. They created hybrids, the Sphinx, Harpy, Minotaurs, Arachne, Basilisk, Centaur, Cerberus, Cetus, chimeras, hippocampus, gorgons, and the Therioptres, Anubis, Ganesh, Apes, Sobek. In that world, the gods were praised. There were powerful civilizations, and the war was their warcraft in a world infested by monsters, where power, science, and magic were all shaped by the destiny of the world. But now, where are these gods, races, and monsters that Lucifer and his fallen angels created? God saw the world was in chaos and that war, hatred, and violence was destroying his prophecies, his earth, and his creation, humanity. And so God decided to send the flood, where he saved his Noah's Ark, just a group of people and animals. He had created lion, frog, chicken, wolf, birds, mouse. And so God sent the flood, and many gods fell. Many races were annihilated, and many species of animal and monster became extinct. Dinosaurs. It was a great war, the war of gods, and some of the fallen angels, Anunnakis, were imprisoned, and others escaped along with Lucifer. The flood was so terrible that everything Lucifer created was destroyed, and it was so terrible that the map of the world, the continents and islands, changed completely, and God had to restart his humanity on earth. Where after the flood, the 12 tribes of Israel emerged in Africa: giant Spartans, Anubis, giant trees, Kratos, magic or cursed forests, reptilians or aliens, Thor, dinosaurs, magic. This was the world before the flood. When God created the world, there were not white people, only blacks. God didn't create white people, so where did they come from? White people are Lucifer's DNA. You knew that Lucifer is a woman. Lucifer and Satan had sex. Then born the Antichrist. The Antichrist is that white man with blue eyes and long hair who appears in the image and whose name is Jesus. And white people all over the world are idolizing and already following and serving the Antichrist without realizing that their lives are being controlled by money by the Antichrist. The Antichrist built his own great statue in Brazil, and he is in all churches like a white man on the crucifix. And so the Antichrist put himself in the place of God as being the true Jesus, but he is not, because Jesus is black. The true name of the Son of God is Yahshua. But have you ever asked yourself, what is the reason for the great war mentioned in the Bible? Why did Lucifer invade Earth and start creating gods and powerful races? God created man in his image. What if he had created man similar to his power? God created humanity with the purpose of forging souls, energy, and power based on love and forgiveness. God was God has already created man similar in his image, and now all that remains is to cultivate souls to awaken a power of greater dimensions. The chosen who will awaken a greater and godlike power, and they will serve God because they have his mark, and they are gods. For this reason, Lucifer invaded Earth and came into direct contact with humanity to forge and create his own chosen ones, an army of gods and powerful monsters. They tampered with the Bible to hide the true identity of Jesus as a black man from Africa and that his true people are the blacks. During 2,000 years, surely they not only tampered with the book of Enoch, but also banned it to hide the truth. The apocalypse, the end of the world, will be a great divisive war, war of the gods, God versus gods. Wake up. The sun that is rising is fake. It is artificial. They replaced an artificial sun in front of the eclipse. We are already living in 3 days of darkness since the eclipse on April 8th. They are trying to fight against God prophecies. The end of the world is already happening. The politicians, the powerful, the courts, the kings, and the rich billionaires are already in bunkers. Those who appear on TV is fake. God is already coming back to free, rapture, and save only his true people. Because there are only blacks in heaven, black angels, black God, Yahshua, Son of God, is already coming back. So, there it is. There it is. Thank you for stopping in 91 Chronicles.